Hello football fans and welcome back to Footy Today, your go-to channel for all the latest football news and trending stories. In today's video we're going to cover the Baller League, what is it and why is it getting so much attention, Manchester United post a £7 million loss for the first quarter of 2024, which means Ruben Amorim will be restricted in the transfer market, and Arsenal are ready to activate a €60 million release clause for a January signing. Before we dive into today's news stories, please do hit the like button, as the more likes the video has, then the more new viewers YouTube pushes the video out to, which helps a small channel like us out a great deal. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell notification icon so you won't miss an update from us. Okay, let's dive in. A brand new football competition called Baller League is set to head to the UK. After first being launched in Germany by Mats Hummels and ex-Arsenal star Lukasz Podolski at the start of the year, Baller League has skyrocketed in popularity. Now, some of the biggest names from the sporting and YouTube communities are getting involved as Baller League arrives on British shores. The league is made up of 12 teams. Each team will name 12-man squads for the 6-a-side matches. There will be rolling subs throughout the games. Each team plays each other once in back-to-back matches on Monday nights, with the action shown live on Twitch and YouTube. The final four at the end of the season progress to the semi-finals before the final decides the winner of the league. The teams will all be managed by some massive names from the sporting world. Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer and Micah Richards will team up to coach one side, while Arsenal Invincibles Freddie Ljungberg, Robert Pires and Jens Lehmann will each have a team of their own. John Terry and Luis Figo will also act as managers for the first edition of the league in the UK. Meanwhile, there are also some high-profile YouTubers that are heavily involved. KSI is the president of the league, with Chunkz and Angry Ginge also set to feature on a weekly basis. When it comes to a transfer window, then this is pretty much open all season. Managers get 2 wildcard picks each week to strengthen their squads. Furthermore, each week an MVP will be chosen. That MVP then wins a legend to join their team for the next game. Now, let's cover the rules. Matches will be played on a 6-a-side pitch, but there are offside lines in place. There are also no corners, and if the ball goes behind an opposition player 3 times, a penalty will be awarded. That team will then have 6 seconds to score from the halfway line with no rebounds allowed. Games consist of 2 halves of 15 minutes, but the lights drop for the final 3 minutes of each half, allowing chaos to commence. In the last 3 minutes of the first half, there are 3 randomized rules that teams can try and take advantage of. The first is the line, where it counts as double if a side scores from behind the offside line. Then you have +1. You can have a 1v1 with the goalkeeper, and if you score it, an extra player comes in. The same applies for 2v2 and 3v3. Finally, there is 3-play, which allows teams to call for a 3v3 with no goalkeeper if they want. They then have 30 seconds to score, or the other team gets the ball. The last 3 minutes of the second half can be just as bizarre. Playground rules means a team can call for a 1v1 from their own half, no hands allowed, and they have 15 seconds to score. Fast forward determines that once a team passes the halfway line, they cannot turn back, or it's a free kick to the opposition. To finish up, there is fair play, where any foul is a straight red card. There is also VAR, but teams must use this sparingly. A team can toss a white flag in to get the referee to check their original call, but this option is only available once per match. The Baller League does have a sudden death shootout. Managers will choose one player to go from the halfway line against a neutral goalkeeper. If the attacker misses, they are out immediately. If a player is the last man standing, they get an extra point for their team. I hope all that makes sense. It's a competition that we're definitely going to watch, more so just to get our heads around the rules. But drop a comment below and let us know if this is something you're going to watch or are excited about, or do you think it's just going to be one big gimmick? Manchester United faces tough financial challenges after missing out on the Champions League. Despite projected annual revenues of £650 to £670 million, the club reported a £6.9 million loss for the period due to drops in commercial, broadcasting and matchday income. Last year's losses hit £113.2 million, bringing their 5-year total to over £370 million. Profit and sustainability rules allow £105 million in losses over 3 years, but deductions are made for spending on infrastructure, the academy and the women's teams. United's broadcast revenue is expected to drop by £30 million due to playing in the Europa League instead of the Champions League. Cost-cutting measures, including 250 staff redundancies under part owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos Group, aim to save £40 to £45 million annually. New Chief Executive Omar Barada emphasised the club's commitment to competitiveness. He highlighted Ruben Amorim's appointment as head coach, partnerships like Heineken's Tiger brand, and progress on renovations at the Carrington Training Centre. Because of this loss, a new head coach Ruben Amorim will be unable to spend vast sums to rebuild the squad. It will be a challenge for him to get Manchester United to back once where they were with such a limited budget. Arsenal is reportedly ready to activate Martin Zubimendi's €60 million release clause to sign the Real Sociedad midfielder in January. According to Spanish outlets, both Arsenal and Liverpool are expected to make bids during the winter transfer window. Zubimendi has been a top Premier League target, with Arsenal and Liverpool pursuing him earlier this year. Despite initial interest, Zubimendi chose to stay at his boyhood club after a charm offensive from Real Sociedad. Arsenal shifted their focus to signing his Spanish teammate Mikel Merino, while Liverpool's approach also fell through. However, the January window could bring new opportunities. Reports suggest Zubimendi might not decline another offer, and Real Sociedad is already scouting replacements in anticipation of his potential departure. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, and it'll be one that we'll definitely be keeping an eye on. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, do hit the like button as it helps push the video out to others who are interested in this type of content. Subscribe to the channel and do leave a comment below with your thoughts on these stories, and why not check out our previous videos where we go over the biggest daily stories in a quick short format. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with more football news and updates.